called on citizens to confront and harass anyone associated with the president. They've made plays depicting the assassination of the president, celebrity photo shoots, holding up bloody heads of the president. And unfortunately, the president has leftovers from the previous administration throughout government, as known as the deep state, that are on a legal witch hunt, again with no boundaries, again one single goal: remove the duly elected President of the United States. President Trump gave up his life as a beloved celebrity billionaire to save the country he loves from the many years of big bloated government and make America great again. Up until now, President Trump has done it with little support. Today, that day changes as we launch America Fighting Back, and we reach out to those millions of American patriots to start fighting alongside our President Trump in making America great again. Today is the day the resistance meets its resistance as we begin to organize millions of American patriots to fight alongside the President to put America first. Now I'd like to introduce the co-chairman of America Fighting Back and the chairman of Western German, Mr. Floyd Brown.
Thank you, Todd. And I see from our live stream that you're getting lots of hearts. So you want a lot of minds while you were doing this. You know, you're always nervous when you organize a meeting with less than a week. I want to thank all of you for being here. I agree with Todd. I think this is going to be a very historic day because we've named today Standing in the Gap. And that's actually a biblical reference from the book of Ezekiel. And why did this start? First of all, everyone you see today, we're all volunteers. I'm a volunteer, Todd's a volunteer, Herman Cain, our chairman, is a volunteer. And why are we doing this? We organized it in less than a month. I think we started doing this about a month ago. But we became really upset at the way civility has just vanished in our country. You know, I've had people that I've disagreed with for years that we could silly talk about political ideas and policy, and we can do it in a civil manner, and that's just gone away. And so out of our frustration about that, we started this super PAC about a month ago, and we are going to do everything we can, all of us as volunteers, standing shoulder to shoulder to fight for this president over the next 60 days. And I just want to go through our strategy because we worked a lot on it, and we're quite proud of it. And so let me just walk through it quickly, and then the main event, our chairman, Mr. Herman Cain, will come up and share with you. I mean, believe it or not, in 6 weeks, we crafted a strategy, we've gotten organized, and we actually already have television ads, believe it or not. And they're already on the air. Some of you may have seen them. So we know, first of all, that 2018 is going to be very, very difficult. It's shaping up to be one of the most competitive elections in recent history. Democrats are in the minority, but they believe they can make great strides by rallying liberal voters to resist and stop the Trump agenda. They don't have an agenda themselves, but they want to resist the Trump agenda. That's their agenda, is to resist. Let's face it, midterm elections like this are generally hostile to the party of a newly elected president. That's history. And President Trump, despite the fact that he lives at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, is still an outsider. This town hasn't accepted him. this government hasn't accepted him. And so he is an outsider. And I think one of the most difficult things, and I think one of the real reasons we started this PAC, is because much of the GOP establishment is anti-Trump. And I'm talking about the establishment in this city, the Republican swamp. President Trump not only faces a hostile media, ongoing investigations. I mean, the guy didn't even get in office. Rather than the honeymoon period, he had like investigation the first day by an out-of-control special counsel. And then there was this lingering resentment by the establishment of the Republican Party because he basically cleared the field with no political experience, no political operatives. He just he whooped them and whooped them good, and they're still hurting about that. So we have three simple goals to stop the Democratic effort to slow the agenda of President Donald Trump. Goal number 2, to be the first line of defense in this effort to keep the Republican majority in the House of Representatives. If the Democrats don't win the majority in the House of Representatives, President Trump's agenda will continue to move forward. This is all about the Trump agenda. And finally, the final initiative is to take ground in the United States Senate. If the Democrats control the House of Representatives, but we can increase our majority in the U.S. Senate, then the Trump agenda will not be completely rolled back. So our strategy is a little bit different than you would hear from most mainstream PACs, because we are going to focus our efforts on unique communication strategies combining traditional paid television also with social media. I mean, for example, we're live streaming this event. We are totally focused on using social media as the tool to get this movement really out to people. And we've assembled an amazing group of marketing and social media experts that are volunteering their time. They're committed to President Trump. And we're combining this media and marketing talent along with the resources of millions of Americans who are rallying to our cause already. I mean, this was started less than a month ago, and the outpouring we've seen. Herman's going to talk a little bit more about it, but we have over 50,000 people that have signed our online poll in less than a week and a half, if you can imagine this. He announced the effort last night on Laura Ingram's show, and we already have 50,000 Americans who signed our American Fighting Back petition and poll. That to me is an amazing grassroots achievement. And our strategy is to focus on a couple of things. First, to turn out dedicated Trump supporters and bring the message of Trump's results to American communities that are now just open to the message of Donald Trump. Donald Trump, I love when Herman says, he says, you may not love the tree, but you really like the fruit, don't you? And that's true. So regardless of what you think of Donald Trump, the results of Donald Trump have been fabulous, and people need to focus on the results. And it's been good for all of us. So we're going to go into places that Republicans don't normally go. I mean, we're not the best Republicans anyway. In fact, some of us in this room don't even really like Republicans. But we like what Donald Trump's doing, and we like his agenda. So to achieve these goals, we have 2 simple tactics, okay? Almost from his first day in office, President Trump has ruffled the feathers of the Republican establishment and office holders who are meek and non-combative. These Republicans who are kind of go along to get along with the crowd of Republicans, they hold the majority in the U.S. House of Representatives. Well, many Trump supporters don't like these Republicans. Republicans. And part of what we want to do, and the reason they don't like him is simple. They think they're a fifth column. They think they don't really support Donald Trump. And I get that. But we have to convince Trump supporters to support Republicans, even if they don't love those Republicans all the time, because it's about protecting and defending the president. It's not about them as individuals. It's about protecting this agenda that has been so effective in moving America forward. So as I said, our mission is to use paid media, social media, the awesome and unique communication skills of our chairman, Herman Cain, to reach audiences with arguments and get them to see what's really at stake. And we've got less than 60 days to do it. We want to fully mobilize and get out there. So we want to be a voice to communities who've been helped by the Trump agenda. I know Herman's going to talk a little bit more about this, but as a businessman and as a broadcaster, as a speaker, as an advocate, he has the unique ability to connect with diverse audiences. As a successful Black American, he's committed to sharing the message of Trump's economic success with Blacks, with Asians, with Latinos, and with others. And as I said earlier, Herman is fond of saying, you don't have to like Donald Trump to benefit from the roaring economic recovery resulting from his agenda. We need to make sure everyone realizes that this economic progress, this progress that we have seen, it disappears if Republicans don't hold the Congress, because the Democrats will roll it back and they will stop this economic process. So we're specializing in social media. In the past 3 years, technology and campaigns has completely changed. Part of the problem that we have with the swamp is there's an establishment of people that have not changed the way they do business. Everything's about TV commercials, and they want to run campaigns the way they ran them in 1980. Well, in 1980, there were 3 networks, and it wasn't until 1980, I think, or the late 70s, that CNN even started, and then there was a 4th. Now there's multitudes of cable channels, but not even that. You have social media. Everybody gets their news from their phone. They don't get it from the television anymore. And so you've got to be in these places. Western Journal, the organization that I run, according to Newsweek, is one of the top 5 most engaged news outlets in social media. And we're going to use the skills we've developed there to really build our effort. We know what races to target. We have a list of 36 races that we believe that Republicans must win if they're going to retain the U.S. Congress. We're focused on those. We can give you the list of those. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our chairman.
Thank you.
Does Herman need an introduction here? He's been a successful businessman. He has run for president. He should have been elected president. 999, remember that? But not only that, he's been a very successful broadcaster. He has a show on social media every day. He's been on radio and television countless times. Herman Cain.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you all for being here. It is a delight for you to be here to share this momentous occasion with us. And I got to tell you, Floyd and I, and Aaron, Todd, and Gabe, and all of the other members of the team, we could have been doing something else. But you know, we never ran away from a fight. And this is a fight. In case you were wondering, this is being live streamed. So in addition to the people in this room, based upon what we get every day on HermanCain.com, 50,000 people will view this in 24 hours. That's just off of my little bitty site.
We shared it on.
By the time Floyd and his mega platform shares it, we're talking millions of people will be exposed to this. That's why we are optimistic about our ability to make a difference in 60 days. I just saw a recent poll for Massachusetts. Jeff Deal is running for Senate against Elizabeth Warren. I went up and spoke at a fundraising event for Jeff Deal probably about a month ago. Everybody was saying he's an underdog and he doesn't have a chance. And I always say, if you're an underdog and you don't run, you're going to lose. The recent poll says this Jeff Deal is now within 5 points of Elizabeth Warren. That's the underdog. Out in California, you've got John Cox running for governor against Devin Newsom. I was in California about 2 or 3 weeks ago speaking for John Cox at another fundraiser. Back then, when I was out there, they were talking about how John Cox was such an underdog. The latest poll for that race shows that John Cox has now moved within 5 points of Devin Newsom in California, of all places.
Woo.
I don't believe that an underdog doesn't have a chance. If you know anything about my life, my career, my background, I've been an underdog all my life. But you don't let that deter you.
That's right.
And sometimes it can inspire you. And I happen to believe that from the initial response that we have gotten from so many people, a lot of people are going to be inspired by what we are launching here today. America fighting back with the truth.
Yes.
Positivity versus negativity.
Yes.
Yes.
Patriots versus socialists.
That's right.
Yep.
This is what we are fighting. We are going to have a positive message about the results to counter some of the negative messages that are coming from the other side. I often talk about there's a narrow lens of the media that wants people to believe that it represents America, and it does not.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
America is not what happens in New York City, Washington, D.C., with all due respect for those that live in Washington, D.C. I know there's some good folk here, Vanessa, that lives in Washington, D.C. And Hollywood. Most of those people, other than Vanessa, they don't have a clue about the wide lens of what's going on in America. That's you, that's me, that's the people we run into, the people we socialize with, the people we work with. That's the America that wants to have encouragement.
Yes.
And that's what this is about. Floyd has given you an overview of our strategy. It's not really complicated. Because one of the things that I have learned throughout my career is that, and I think Abraham Lincoln said it first, but since he's not here, I want to take credit for it. When people have the right information, they will make the right decision.
Yes.
And one of the tactics of the left is to not give people all of the information, and the information that they give them is going to be distorted or downright false.
That's right.
You know that and I know that. But the people that are in that wide lens of the United States of America, they don't know that. The Media Research Center documented for the first quarter of this year, the second quarter of this year, over 90% of the coverage of this administration has been negative. 90 is unprecedented. 90% negative. And we wonder why some people believe this impeachment crap. We wonder why some people don't understand or know what this administration is doing. And we wonder why people like Maxine Waters encourages violence and harassment. Because people are taking their clues from the voices that they hear on ABC, CBS, and NBC, CNN, MSNBC. And so this is the counter that. Now I know that we may not get everybody, but I've always said, just save the savable. We don't have to save them all. Just save the savable. Now, let's see what my planned remarks were supposed to be. I tell people all the time, I said, I'm not mad at you, I'm just passionate about this. Or I wouldn't be doing it. The USA is at a crossroads, you know that. We started to go down the right path when we elected Donald J. Trump.
Yes.
And if you allow the Democrats and the liberals and the socialists and the progressives, whatever they want to call themselves today, take over control of the House and the Senate, they're going to put us going down that other road. We don't want to go down that road. And it is so bad, as Floyd pointed out, that a lot of people suffer from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Now, when I started talking about this a few months ago, I thought it was a disease.
It is.
It has now been elevated to a mental disorder. That's what it is now. A mental disorder. I was talking with this couple here. She works in New York. He lives in New Jersey. Y'all didn't think I was listening, did you? No. Delaware. Might be Delaware.
Delaware.
They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want a debate or a dialogue. They just want to believe the garbage that they've been fed and not listen to the truth, as I said. We don't have to save everybody, let's just save the savable. And like I said, I don't know what they want to be called today. Liberals, progressives, socialists, Democrats, Antifa. Antifa is not anti-fascist, in case you all didn't get the memo. They are fascists.
Yes.
Anyone who shows up to start violence, they are fascists. They are fascists, but they want people to believe that they're not. That's another thing we got to counter. The media is a powerful ally to TDS. Let's call it the way it is, folks. I don't apologize for calling it Trump derangement syndrome as a mental disorder. It is. Nobody that has it has proved me wrong yet. Because they will not engage in a dialogue. And so AFB, Americans Fighting Back, is the counter to all of that. We're going to employ several tactics. One, Lloyd mentioned a paid TV advertising campaign. We cut 8 spots. 4 of them are call to action. The people who already support President Trump need encouragement.
Yes.
I met a couple last night before I went to the Laura Ingraham show. And they are passionate conservatives. And after I told them about what we were going to do with the launch of this initiative, the first thing that Jeannie asked was, what can I do? What can I do? And that's what people are asking. I say, go to the website, PAC.com. I ran into her and her husband this morning at breakfast. And she said, I went to the website last night. I signed one of the petitions. Because people are tired of being pushed in the background.
Yes.
So, phase 1 consists of a call to action, utilizing TV ads. Phase 2 is getting our message out about the results that have been achieved by this president and this administration. Some of them are already running because they've already been on air because of the unique way that Floyd and his organization have been able to buy it. And so I want to share with you some of the ads that we're using. So the first tactic is TV ads. Another tactic is what I call patriots petitions. Because people that aren't patriots aren't going to sign our petitions. I call them patriot petitions. Thirdly, I'm going to be doing a speaking tour. It's already started. Floyd's going to be doing a speaking tour. It's already started. I mean, after next week, I'm already booked solid for the week, either speaking somewhere or on Fox News. They still like me, even though I'm not an official contributor anymore, because I told them that I wanted to be a part of this initiative. So let me share with you some of the commercials that we have. They will be pretty much self-explanatory. Okay, Gabe, if I can figure out how to make this something go. Yeah, how you run?
Got Brandon's head in the vein.
I think I made it worse.
Yeah. And while we're waiting, I also had someone ask me, so are you building a big organization to do this? No. You are the organization. This is grassroots. Floyd lives in Arizona. I live in Georgia. Aaron lives in the DC area. We got somebody that lives in Chicago. With technology, you don't need a big office or a big group. That's the beauty of something like this. You use technology, you communicate with people, guess what? We're able to get our message out. We're able to get people excited. And the key is going to be information and inspiration. Because right now, too many of our people, or too many people that are on the fence or in the middle, they don't get all of the information and they don't get any inspiration. Mm-hmm. That's the difference that we're going to make. We have a group here today that I am just excited, more pleased than punched. And that's Brandon and some of his people in his organization. When I first heard, first of all, we got acquainted with one another on the Laura Ingram show one night. He went on first, and I sat and listened. And I spent most of my segment saying I agree with Brandon. Brandon started a movement in this country called Walk Away.
Yeah.
From the Democrats and the liberals. And most all of the people at this table are part of the movement that he started, and there are more people that have walked away from all of the false liberal promises in this country than we recognize. So thank you, Brandon, for starting that. And bringing us forward. There are pockets of people who are ready to walk away out there that we don't even know about. But we're going to uncover them. And they'll turn it up. Once they find out that there's some people out there like you, and what we're doing, they'll get inspired. It takes courage for people like Brandon to walk away from the Democrats knowing how you're going to be criticized. Yes. It takes courage. It takes courage to be an A, B, C in America. An American black conservative.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
It takes a little courage to run for president as a Republican. But those that know me know that I do not establish my position based upon what people expect. And there are a lot of people out there that are like that. Ready to go, Gabe? Phase one, call the action, we'll show you what those spots are. And it wasn't my idea for me to be in the spots.
It worked earlier.
It's okay. In the meantime, let me show it to you the old-fashioned way. Oh, man, B.
That's the old-fashioned way.
iPad to the rescue.
Oh my gosh.
We got a technician on the way because y'all need to see what's on the big screen. So in the meantime, I'll describe it to you. Well, let me finish going through the other remarks while they're coming in, and we'll just run through them. Now, Floyd talked about our intent to utilize social media, but we're also going to use some sophisticated targeting that Gabe is going to talk about later. I mean, it is truly impressive, and he's going to give you some examples. So, in a nutshell, this is not a shotgun approach to waking people up. It's very strategic in terms of our media. It's very strategic in terms of the petitions, the patriot petitions. And it's very strategic in terms of where we are going to speak and share the message. And it's very specific in terms of targeting in order to maximize the number of people to come out. Most of y'all know that you really don't need every voter to vote, because every voter does not vote. Every voter does not vote. You just need enough of your voters to get out there and vote.
That's right.
And it is amazing how many races are won with a low voter turnout. Now, one of the reasons that the Democrats are crowing about this non-existent blue wave is that they think that their voters are going to be more enthusiastic than our voters. Not anymore. Not anymore. Where they're going to be more enthusiastic. We're going to take a short pause here. Y'all need to see this stuff. In the meantime, I'll take any questions that you might have.
How do you do it?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
One of the issues we have right now going on in New York is that you have local politicians trying to get, they want prisoners to be able to vote. They're going out, they want illegals to be able to vote. What is there something that we can do or something that's being done about that? Because that's, in New York State prisons, that's a lot of people.
It's state by state, first of all. This is why you gotta elect Republican governors, Republican secretaries of state. This is why you gotta elect as many Republicans as you possibly can. Because, like what they're doing in Virginia, they're trying to pull a fast one. But the encouraging news is, even if they do that, it still can't swing the pendulum necessarily. Because there's no guarantee that they are going to vote for Democrats or vote at all. But they are trying to pad their voters and supporters with prisoners by saying you can vote. People coming in illegally. Devin Nunes out in California wants to give health care benefits to illegals in the state of California. That's crazy. But you got some people that are listening to that. Okay, that are listening to that. Thank you, sir. We need to take my fellow patriots, I have watched this witch hunt and unending vicious fake news attacks against our president for far too long. And I've had enough. We need to take action and fight back to protect the Trump presidency. You see, the left has never accepted being defeated by Donald J. Trump. They do not understand the American people wanted a president that represents America first. The left, supported by the deep state, have concocted a phony Russian collusion narrative and put Robert Mueller and his cronies in place in an attempt to undermine our president. President Trump needs you to fight back and end this outright assault. Call the number on your screen and demand an end to this witch hunt. Call now.
Call 800-590-3358 and press 1 to demand an end to the Mueller witch hunt. Stop the attacks and support President Trump all the way through 2020. 800-590-3358. America Fighting Back PAC is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
My fellow patriots, the Senate is about to vote on what could be one of the most important confirmations in our lifetime, and I need your help now. President Trump made a fantastic pick in nominating Brett Kavanaugh. His confirmation will help protect our Constitution and stop liberals from advancing their radical agenda. But Chuck Schumer and the Democrats have vowed to stop Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation by any means necessary. Republicans have the votes and power to stand up to the Democrats. We need to demand that the Senate use this power and confirm Brett Kavanaugh now, before the midterm elections. President Trump needs the confirmation of Brett Kavanaugh, and we need you, the American people, to fight with our president. Call the number on your screen and demand the Senate confirm Brett Kavanaugh. Call now.
Call 800-218-1203 now and press 1 to demand the Senate confirm Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. Call 800-218-1203. American Fighting Back PAC is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
And this third one is, what do we have for? Still on part of phase one. Yeah. My fellow patriots, I am watching our great country head towards a constitutional crisis, and it makes me angry. I am fighting back, and I need you to pick up the phone and join me. The radical left and even some of his own party are attempting to undermine the presidency of the United States, aided by fake news. Their mission is to remake America and implement their socialist agenda, including open borders. The only thing standing in their way, Donald J. Trump, and they will stop at nothing to destroy him and his America First agenda. President Trump is fighting for the American people. It is time the American people start fighting back with President Trump. Call the number on your screen and let President Trump know that the American people support him all the way through 2020. Call now.
Call 800-571-9534 and press 1 to pledge your support for President Trump. 800-571-9534. American Fighting Back PAC is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
And one more call to action. My fellow patriots, our country is under attack, and I need you to take action to fight back to protect this great nation. There is a radical left socialist movement in this country that is pushing for open borders, sanctuary cities, and even the abolishment of ICE. They want to transform this country and undermine President Trump's commitment to the American people to enforce our immigration laws and secure our border with the building of the wall. We need to demand Congress stop this radical agenda and fund the building of the wall. President Trump is fighting to protect our American way of life. It is time the American people start fighting back with President Trump. Call the number on your screen and let Congress know that we demand the wall and support President Trump all the way through 2020. Call now.
Call 800-675-0218 and press 1 to demand Congress support President Trump's immigration policy. Fund the Wall. American Fighting Back PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now we have what we call phase 2 ads, which are message fellow paper. These are going to be placed in what we call enemy territory, like CNN if they're Southern. That's how much we'll go into enemy territory if necessary. My fellow patrons, I want to take a moment to share a few thoughts with you. Fact, for the first time in U.S. recorded history, the number of job openings has exceeded the number of people seeking jobs. Unemployment is at a rare low mark. Fact, President Trump promised to bring back manufacturing jobs to America, and that's exactly what's happening across the country. Fact, under President Trump, the U.S. economic growth is the strongest it's been in over a decade. America, we're on the roll. The stock market is booming, and that's great for us baby boomers and your individual retirement savings. Now, I know it's not all rosy, but it's sure better than it was before. We don't need radical change to take us backward. We are fighting back with the facts. Let's keep growing.
American Fighting Back PAC paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising not authorized by any candidate or candidate committee.
Go ahead and follow.
I want to take a moment to share a few thoughts with you. Fact, for the first time in U.S. recorded history, my fellow patriots, I know you've been hearing a lot of hype about the blue wave ready to sweep across America. I'll let you in on a little secret. The hype can become reality, but only if we fail to do what is necessary. President Trump needs all hands on deck. I don't need to tell you what's at stake. Nancy Pelosi and her growing army of radical socialists want to transform America into a no-borders, tax and spend, government-controlled, big brother state. Help me, help you, help President Trump maintain our majority in Congress and continue to reign in the swamp. We can take nothing for granted. We can't hit the snooze button now, or we'll wake up to an America we don't recognize in November. Will you settle for defeat or rally to victory? We are fighting back, and we need you now.
American Fighting Back PAC paid
Nice.
for and is responsible for the
This is my favorite.
My fellow patriots, I've taken notice of something, and I'll bet you have too. The fake news is never Trumpers can't seem to separate that dislikes President Trump's unconventional approach to politics from his actual political achievements. I know some of you may not like Trump's tweets, but I bet you do support the fact that President Trump puts Americans first. Our economy is growing faster than it has in over a decade. Unemployment amongst minority groups and our youth are at historic all-time low. And I'm sure you, with President Trump, keeping our borders secure and Americans safe from terrorists attempting to come into America. Just like you can't hate the tree, but love to eat the fruity bears, demonizing the president while at the same time benefiting from the policies he puts in place is a head scratcher. We're smarter than that, America, and that's why we are fighting back.
American Fighting Back PAC paid for and is responsible for the
I'm gonna butt in here a little bit because my daughter's getting married tomorrow. My wife is texting me and saying, "When are you coming home?" So my part of this is to show a little bit about what Floyd expounded upon about the technology that we're doing. I have just some quick graphics on this one. Floyd mentioned that we were one of the biggest internet publishers, and it's not American Fighting Back PAC, but the vendor, Firefly Engagement and Question Journal. Firefly, which I run for Floyd, is tasked with using the data the Western Journal has collected. In 2016, Western Journal had 1 billion page views, ladies and gentlemen, and we kept track of all of that was going on. As you can see here in January of this year, if I was standing up here telling you that I was with the New York Times and I was volunteering to use our data to help impact the elections, it would be different. Your reaction is probably different than Western Journal. But as this graph shows, Western Journal is as large as the New York Times. And as you can also see, we had half the number of articles to date. along those lines. The other thing I wanted to reveal to you a little bit is what we call our, this is Facebook Ad Manager, and this is a unique tool that Western Journal has access to. Lots of folks have access to Facebook Ad Manager, but when the Facebook Iron Curtain came down, they cut off access to it. Think about a bank now requiring $2 million to open an account instead of $10. And that's what they're doing with Facebook likes and follows. What I've shown here on this one is I've targeted the United States, women between 18 and 40 years of age, that support Donald Trump, have red hair, have navel piercings, and like dogs. Right there. That brings up a total of 1,700 people in America that we can target with ads that are part of that. As I scroll over each one of these efforts, you can see how there's 276,353 and our 276 million goes right down to that. This is the type of data that Facebook gives access to. I would be surprised that 1,781,930 people had navel piercings. I know one of them's my daughter. Red hair in America, 10,342,000. The last thing is that Western Journal and Firefly put our own first-party data on top of that. When I click on this, you can see some of the lookalike audiences of people that view our articles or campaigns that we've done. I get a count of this as well. Heartland emails. We were collecting emails for an organization called Heartland Institute. They paid us for every one that we found to be able to send an email to a public utility commission. Looking like that, we have 2,100,000 people. But there's other folks in here as well that we're accessing, primary voters in Colorado, you know, that fit the profile of what we were looking at. So this is, I just wanted to give you an indication of a little bit behind the power of what's going with this. When Floyd says that we're focusing on social media, this is what he's talking about, being able to target down to the person. The last thing I'm sharing with you is that we are geofencing President Trump's event in Sioux Falls, South Dakota tonight, starting at 4 p.m. Central Time to 11 p.m. What I mean by that is that anybody that walks into Donald Trump's event tonight that is listed as a Trump supporter, that goes on Facebook, we're going to win the auction to deliver an ad to them as they walk in there. Instagram or Facebook. We've done that in Virginia for every polling station in Virginia. We did it in Oklahoma, and that's the power that we're bringing back in. Not only can we target people that walk in, we can target people that live in. So that's what's causing people to invest in what we're talking about. Again, with 43 million Facebook followers and a relationship where we do have the names and addresses and email addresses of 100 people at Facebook. So if there's a problem, we can get it. As someone that's managing this business for Liftable, we get our business from people that are calling me on Friday night at 6 o'clock saying, Facebook just shut me down, what can I do? Okay? It happens every day. Since January, our team, the last time I was out in Phoenix, have tracked over 100 changes that Facebook has done, sometimes in the middle of the night. But because of what Floyd's built, because of what Herman's and them have moved forward with and trying to do, we're not just going to be out there, we want to be effective. So we work on conversions. If somebody doesn't watch 13 and a half seconds or 95% of a 15-second video, you don't get charged. So thanks so much for that. I'm going to shut this down, turn this over to Herman and others, and get to my daughter's wedding preparation.
That's an example of that very detailed, specific target. And that's the type of tool that we're going to employ to get our message to who we want to get the message to. Before I turn it over to Floyd, we invited some people here today that are what we call organizations that we collaborate with. We're not trying to do it all by ourselves. So we wanted to share with you what some of these other organizations are doing, some of the other information that they're learning that we use, and they're also using our resources to make sure that everybody's moving in the same direction. We know that everybody has the same objectives: maintain the House, maintain the Senate. And I might mention re-elect President Trump for 2020, ain't shy about that either. And so the whole idea is there are a lot of things going on in a lot of other organizations, and Floyd's going to introduce some of those people who's going to share it with us.